The House on Bleeding Elm Street Drop of Blood Prologue. No one talked about 128 Bleeding Elm Street anymore. The property had been boarded up for years, a rotting skeleton of a once proud Victorian mansion in rural Pennsylvania. Kids dared each other to touch the fence. Teens threw parties nearby but never crossed the gate. And old folks whispered about the screams on stormy nights. But in 2024, a true crime YouTuber named Maya Lawson decided to break the silence. She didn't believe in ghosts. She should have. Scene 1. Arrival. Maya pulled up in her gray SUV on a warm September afternoon. Leaves rustled, the wind whispering through the trees like secrets. Her camera was already rolling. She spoke to her 1.2 million subscribers. Greater than, hey, Seekers. Today we're exploring the infamous Bleeding Elm house. Yep, the one people say drinks blood from the roots. No one's lived here since the Holloway family disappeared in '94. Let's find out why. As Maya crossed the rusted iron gate, her phone lost signal. The screen glitched. She shrugged it off and walked in. The door was unlocked. Scene 2. The family's remains. The interior was untouched, eerily preserved like the family had just stepped out. Plates were still on the table. A half-written grocery list lay near the phone. And then she found it, the infamous mirror room. On every wall, tall Victorian mirrors loomed, all cracked but not shattered. Rumor had it the Holloways used this room for seances. That's when Maya noticed something. Her reflection was delayed. She raised her hand, and in the mirror, she raised it 2 seconds later. Her heart thudded. She backed out of the room. From the hallway came a sound, a baby crying. Scene 3. The diary. Upstairs, Maya found a nursery. Dust coated everything, except a single rocking horse that was gently moving. On the dresser was a diary with curled, brittle pages. It belonged to Elise Holloway, the mother. The final entry, dated October 31st, 1994. Greater than, he said the roots are thirsty again. That we have to give blood to keep the house quiet. But I can't. I won't. Not another child. I buried the knife. God forgive me. Maya's breath caught in her throat. As she closed the book, she heard a whisper, not in her ears, but inside her head. Greater than, you shouldn't have come. Scene 4. Nightfall. Dusk fell quickly, unnaturally so. As Maya walked down the stairs, the light dimmed until only the red glow of sunset filtered through the stained glass windows. Shadows grew long and twitchy. She saw one shadow move, but no object cast it. Suddenly, her camera screen flickered and showed a face behind her. She spun around. Nothing. The house moaned. A low, grinding growl echoed through the floorboards, like something massive shifting below. Greater than, I need to get out, she whispered. But when she reached the front door, it was gone. Only wall now. Scene 5. Underground. Desperate, Maya ran through the dining room, and the floor collapsed under her. She crashed into a hidden basement. The air was wet, mold and rot filled her nose. On the walls were carvings in something that looked like dried blood. Greater than, roots hunger. Roots remember. And then she saw them, the bones. Dozens of skeletons, some child-sized, half buried in the dirt. All wrapped in decaying red fabric. In the far corner, she saw an old man, gaunt and pale, with his mouth sewn shut. He looked up. His eyes bled. Then he whispered without moving his lips. Greater than, feed it, or be fed. Scene 6. The thing in the roots. The walls began to pulse, literally breathe, like the house was alive. Tree roots burst from the soil, snaking toward her, covered in red sap that smelled like iron. Maya screamed and ran into a narrow tunnel, filming everything. Behind her, something crawled. She didn't see it, but the audio later revealed a dragging sound, and a growl, like a wolf choking on glass. At the end of the tunnel was a trapdoor. She climbed through and found herself back in the mirror room. But now, the mirrors all showed her future death. Her body, split open like a flower. Scene 7. The final broadcast. Maya's footage resumed above ground. She was clearly in shock, bleeding from the leg, her voice trembling. Greater than, this is Maya Lawson. I'm at Bleeding Elm. It's real. The house is alive. If you see this, don't come here. Burn it. Bury it. Forget it. She looked directly into the camera. Greater than, I think it feeds on fear. I think the family, they weren't killed. They were eaten by the house itself. The screen cut to black. That was the last anyone saw of Maya. Until the livestream. Scene 8. 1 week later. Her YouTube channel went live. No one had access to it. Not her team, not her boyfriend, not her editor. The stream was shaky, glitchy, but it showed Maya. Or something wearing her skin. Her eyes were black. Her jaw was too wide. She smiled like she didn't know how. She leaned into the camera and whispered. Greater than, the roots are in you now. Greater than, you watched. That's all it needs. And then the screen glitched and showed every viewer's own face, bleeding from the eyes. Epilogue. The house still stands. Real estate agents refuse to list it. Local authorities deny it exists. But coordinates from Maya's video are real. People who visit the site report nosebleeds, hallucinations, and strange whispers in their phones, even when turned off. Some say the house is growing, its roots spreading under neighboring homes. And some believe it's watching you right now, through your screen. So if your reflection lags, if your camera glitches, or if you hear crying in the next room when no one's there, don't ignore it. You've already let it in. Coffin written by Jonathan Reid. Movie camera for ShadowSpeak. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, if you can still sleep at night.